morning, church, and welcome back to another Coffee and Conversation. Hope you are doing well this morning. As we begin, I want you to think of a time where you were struggling with something, you were feeling burdened by something, and someone else came alongside and helped you. They helped lift that burden. They helped take care of some tasks that you needed to help with. They helped provide for something that you were in need of. I think about that time. It probably felt really good having someone help you and assist you and lift that load, lift that burden off of your shoulders. Now think of a time where someone else was struggling, someone else was burdened, someone else was in need, and you took the time to help them. You took the time to burden yourself with what their burden was. Now it still felt rewarding, although maybe it also took a little bit of effort. Recently, we rewired the sound booth here at the church, and I want to publicly shout out Joel Fifield because he said he'd come in and help, and he carried the burden of doing a lot of that rewiring work, and it was so helpful and it was so beneficial, and yet it took an entire day of hard work to be able to do that. Open your Bibles with me to Galatians chapter 6. Because in Galatians chapter 6, Paul says something that I think connects with this idea of lifting each other's burden. Paul says in Galatians chapter 6, verse 2, "Bear one another's burdens and thereby fulfill the law of Christ." Let's read that again. "Bear one another's burdens and thereby fulfill the law of Christ." See, we're created to be in community with each other, to be helpful to one each other. And Paul is actually stressing here that to carry each other's burdens, to help each other in times of needs, is actually to follow and fulfill what Christ is calling us. Christ is commanding us to do. We're to lift each other's burdens because that's what Christ himself is asking of us. It fulfills the law of Christ. And so when we do that, we can find it so rewarding because we're doing what God is calling us to do. We're finding our purpose in the community of God. But let's go down a little bit further and read another verse. Verse 9 in Galatians 6, 9. Paul then says this, "Let us not lose heart in doing good, for in due time we will reap if we do not grow weary." Let us not lose heart. Let us not grow weary in doing good. I love this verse because, for one, it tells us that, doing good doesn't always come easy or always feel good when we're doing it. Just like Joel helping with rewiring that sound booth, it wasn't necessarily an easy, enjoyable, relaxing day. It was hard work. It was burdensome work. And yet, Paul is telling us and reminding us, doing work isn't always going to be simple. It's not always going to be easy. At times, it's going to be hard. At times, it's going to be challenging. But we need to keep doing it because it's Christ's command. It's Christ's law for us. So don't grow weary. Don't lose heart in doing good. The other side of this verse is that the reality is sometimes we do good, sometimes we put in a lot of effort, we give ourselves, we throw our heart full into doing something, and we don't receive any reward from that moment. We don't even receive any encouragement or appreciation for what we've put in. And Paul is saying, even when you're tempted to become tired and frustrated with doing good because it doesn't seem to be making any difference, because it doesn't seem to be rewarding you, because it doesn't seem to be giving you a level of acknowledgement or reward from doing it. He's saying, don't grow weary in doing it. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing good, because if you do so, you will reap of the Spirit in good time for what you have sown. So church, let us be a church filled with people who do not grow weary in doing good, who lift each other's burdens and carry each other through hard times, because that's what Christ commands of us. I'll leave you with verse 10 of Galatians chapter 6. "So then, While we have the opportunity, let us do good to all people, and especially those who are in the household of faith. So, church, what is a way that you can do good this week? What is a way that you can lift the burden of someone in your family, someone in your neighborhood, someone in your community? God bless you, church.